the chubby girl in the world, and today we're talking about the Disney Colourpop Villains collection, specifically the Maleficent box. That's what I picked up in one of my Ulta hauls. If you want to see the Ulta haul, it should be up on my channel by the time you're seeing this. If it's not, I will include it in the description box down below if it doesn't go live. I'm filming out of sequence. So I have some villains of my collection, things that I've tried that really didn't work out for me and I wouldn't recommend. And I have some things that I really love and cannot wait to talk to you about. So if you want to discover the treasure from the trash, stay tuned. Okay, so let's start on a positive note with all of the things I've tried this week that are just really phenomenal and doing just a world of good. Let's start first with the Wet n Wild Jelly eyeshadows. These are the Mega Jelly eyeshadows from Wet n Wild. I believe these were $3.99, and you get 4.5 grams, which is a lot of product, and it is vegan. This is in the color Something Blue, and the nice thing is that it comes with this little kind of, much like the Colourpop ones, it comes with like a little plastic insert. It doesn't have a tab, so that's kind of my only complaint about this is the packaging. It doesn't have a little tab for you to like take off, and so it can be a little messy. But you can see that there's a lot of product on this cap, and what I did is I just used a synthetic brush. So all my brushes are synthetic. I don't have natural hair brushes, and I just used a synthetic brush. I used a packing brush for this to just take a tiny bit of product and put it over the lid. Now this is buildable, so you can shear it out, and once you put it on pack it on your lid and let it dry, you can buff it out with like a fluffy brush. And I would recommend this for a lid color or an eyeliner. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this in your crease, although when I wore it for 12 plus hours, this didn't crease at all. It stayed on my lid. It's this beautiful blue color. I will actually, it's kind of messy, so I don't want to swatch it here, but I will insert a picture of the look that I did. And it was this beautiful like blue purple look that I did on a day where I didn't have anything to do. I had to go take a drug test for the new job that I'm getting, which is so funny because I haven't had to do that in a really long time, like since I was 16 years old. And so I didn't have anywhere to go except go do this drug test, so I showed up to this like lab just with like a full beat of makeup on, and I just looked insane. Like my makeup looked like I was going to like a Oscar party, and I was wearing like sweatpants. So anyway, highly recommend this. My impressions so far are really good. It lasted, I put this on at like 9 a.m. I did not take it off until like midnight that night, and it was really easy to come off. I didn't have to use any like harsh removers or anything. I just used my Ulta Beauty makeup towel remover. Like they have their own version of like the makeup remover towel, like they have their own, it's just like a smaller one, and I used that. And so these are beautiful. They did have other colors. I do have some Colourpop Jelly Mutt shadows coming my way, and so I want to compare how like how those work to this. So I do want to see like, are they easier to blend down, and you know, or is this a better dupe? I think the Jelly Mutt shadows are only $5 and this is like $4, so it's not that huge of a difference. But these are accessible at the drugstore, and Colourpop you can only usually, most of the time you can only buy online or at Ulta. So, and every time I go to Ulta, they don't have a big range of like Super Shock or jelly shadows. They usually don't I don't think I've seen jelly shadows at Ulta. If you've seen them at your Ulta, let me know in the comments down below. But these you can buy at Rite Aid, CVS, you know, pretty much any drugstore. I think I bought this at Rite Aid. So I have a Rite Aid like literally a block down the street from me, and a lot of my Wet n Wild products come from those. So really liked this one. And another thing that I picked up at, I actually picked this up at Ulta, was the Milani Amore Satin Matte in the color Lip Cream in the color Satin. So I do like this. However, there is a caveat. You have to be careful because you'll have to see how incredibly wet that is. You do have to put a very small amount of product on it first because it does take a while to dry down. It's very comfortable and it's not as drying as other liquid matte lipsticks. I would say it's not really drying at all. I don't think so. I have very, very dry lips. Like I need to get a lip sleeping mask. So I always wear like a balm underneath like any matte shadow or matte lipstick because I have super dry lips. And so, and I'm older, so I'm like almost 35. So that could be a factor too, but it is a beautiful kind of orangey red color and I love this. So I love this color, especially for spring and summer. I can't wait to wear it, but you do have to be incredibly careful. It is absolutely not transfer proof, not kiss proof. It doesn't claim to be, so it's just a liquid matte lipstick. It doesn't claim to be transfer proof or kiss proof, but it's definitely not kiss proof. I was I was making out with my husband and I had it like, I looked in the mirror like after I was getting ready to like go somewhere and I had it like all underneath here. It was really easy to kind of wipe away and get it off. So that wasn't really like a big issue, but you don't want to, this is not going to last through eating or drinking, so you will have to reapply. So if you're going to be out a night on the town and you want something that you can just like put on and forget about it, this is not it. If you want something like that, then you want something like the Colourpop like matte, the matte formula for Colourpop. That is incredibly drying, but it will last. So the other two things, these are two things that I have that are not new necessarily to me. This color is new. This is the, what is this? Electric Purple from Wet n Wild. I had this in a get ready with me and like trying new makeup, but I didn't try it on. I am wearing it today, and so I'll put a picture of my eye look here in case like the camera's too far away. I really enjoy this. However, this has a felt tip, and sometimes I feel like the felt tip just isn't precise enough. So what I do is I have a liner like brush tip. I don't have a bent one, but I have like the straight one. And what I'll do is I'll sometimes take this out and then just kind of drag this along if I want to make the line a little bit darker. This isn't the most pigmented purple in here. It's not really meant to be. It's supposed to be an electric purple. So it's not like the darkest, deepest purple. This, I think e.l.f. has discontinued this, but the way I found this was at a grocery outlet. If you don't know what a grocery outlet is, I'm not sure if they have them anywhere outside of the US. They might have them in Canada, but it's basically like a bargain grocery store. So like groceries that just aren't selling at like Kroger's or Safeway or whatever, they just get put into a grocery outlet, or maybe they like, those stores bought too much and they need to offload their products, so then you get them for a discount at grocery outlet. Now, that being said, grocery outlet also carries makeup, and this is the e.l.f. Aqua Bronzed Peach Bronze, and this is the bronzer and blush set, and I think this is one of the best bronzers I've ever used. It is a like cream to powder formula, and it's deep enough to be good for my skin tone in like the summer, so to like give me a tan, but it's not orange. It doesn't really pull that orange, like maybe a little tiny bit orange. And then this is the beautiful coral glowy blush. This one was only $1.99, so this duo. And this, they're not little like the tiny like Natasha Denona mini like bronze and glows or blush and glows. These are meant for, you know, like bronzer brushes and blush brushes. And even though they're like a moist formula, like if you touch them, they're like bouncy, they pick up on a brush like just fine. Like here, let's see. So this is the brush I use for bronzer. And so I pick it up, and I don't know if you can see there, but so you can see how that picks up there. And even though, so I use the EcoTools Full Blush and it does pick up on the brush, so I don't know if you can see there. And it's nice because you can kind of go ham and build it up. I went a little ham today. I don't know if you can tell, but I did go like, oh, whoop, I did go a little bit ham. If you can find this at a grocery outlet, I highly recommend. This is the Disney Villains Colourpop collab for the Maleficent collection set. So this has the Maleficent Luxe Lips Cream Lipstick, the Mistress of All Evil Super Shock Highlighter in Pearlized, My Pet Ultra Glossy Lip. I'm not gonna lie, I saw this and I was like, I want the packaging and I want the box, and I couldn't get this open, and I was like, my husband, I have a tendency to what he calls raccoon open things, but I didn't want to do that. So inside you see all like the thorns and all of here, and this is the Super Shock highlighter, this is the gloss, and the lipstick. So I'm actually wearing the lipstick today. I do have a Urban Decay like Ultra Comfort something. I have like a naked gloss over it. So I am wearing the color Maleficent in the lip cream. So, but just look at like how beautiful that packaging is. Like, it's just so pretty. Like, and it feels weighty. Like, this does not feel cheap. Like, it feels super weighty. So, and it says Villains like on the actual bullet, and it's that color, but I will swatch it for you. So that's Maleficent, the cream lipstick, and this formula is super nice. Like, I feel like you can either put it all over your lips. You do want to be careful because it is a cream lipstick, and so it can kind of like, it can, if you're not wearing a liner, it kind of can go everywhere. And because my lips are like kind of small, if I don't use a liner, it's more likely to like kind of bleed. This doesn't bleed a whole lot, but it's very creamy, so it can very easily go, you can color outside the lines pretty easy. So I would suggest using a lip liner if you have really thin lips like I do. I think that it's a beautiful color though. I love it. And like I said, I'm wearing it today. And this gloss is kind of like a really pretty, sparkly, what did they call this? This is an ultra glossy lip in My Pet, and this is absolutely gorgeous by itself or all over. So I'll swatch it right next to the matte lip from Amore. But it's got like an iridescent, like purple sparkly, and I think it looks really good over the Maleficent color. I think it just really shines. So I put it over it right here. So see how pretty, how the reflect just picks up that purple like magenta color. So this is a thick gloss, like thick. Like you are going to, if you wear your hair down and like your hair gets in your face, you're gonna get gloss like on the rest of your face. How do I know this? Because that happened to me. The nice thing is that it wasn't like so thick that it drug all the color off, but like I could tell I was getting like gloss on my face, and there's probably like a little bit of sparkles over here from that, but it wasn't annoying or anything like that. The one thing that was a little bit like, it wasn't really a miss for me, but it was like a meh, it's okay, is the Super Shock highlighter. So this is a Maleficent Mistress of All Evil Super Shock highlighter, and the packaging is fantastic. It's amazing. Now, this is a very glittery highlighter. So if you don't like glittery highlighters, you should probably, I mean, I don't know if you should skip the collection entirely, but it's a very pretty kind of goldish, pinkish reflect. It's not purpley like the rest of them, but there's not really a lot of base color to it. It's just like a really kind of goldy, glittery highlighter. I don't think it's enough on its own. So what I did with it, and it was in the look that I did yesterday, like I used a lot of these products yesterday. Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Prismatic Amethyst. I put that down as a base first and then put this over it, and the effect was just like super blinding and fantastic. It still looks like a glittery highlighter, but it picks up that Prismatic Amethyst color a little bit more, a little bit better. And this is one of my favorite highlighters. You can see I've hit pan on it, and I'm wearing it again today. So I absolutely love it. So I think that, and this retails for $25. When I was at Ulta, they had them in like a basket near the cashier. And so this is the story time. So they had them in the basket next to the cashier's like place where you check out, and like I saw the Maleficent one, like I knew they were $25 and I knew I wasn't gonna buy two, and I saw the Maleficent one and I saw the Ursula one, and unfortunately only the Maleficent one I think was all vegan products. The Ursula one wasn't, or else I probably would have justified buying both. But they didn't have like a display. I guess these are like on the way out, so maybe these will be on sale on Colourpop soon. I don't know. But I didn't want to wait, and I didn't want to take the chance that they were going to sell out, so I bought one. And it was the packaging. Like the packaging got me. It got me. And so I went and I grabbed it like out of this bin. And I didn't know if it was because I hadn't put them on the floor yet or if they were coming off the floor. And I went to the cashier, and like I had other stuff like the Milani lip cream and stuff. And I was like, I was naughty and like grabbed this from that bin. Like, is that okay? Because I didn't know it had like some weird code on it that said NOP, and I didn't know like what that meant. Or did that stand for like nope or never open, or like I don't know. And so I was afraid that they were gonna like get mad because I had pulled it from just like a random basket that was like sitting on top. Like it was sort of behind the counter. It wasn't really meant for me to do that. And I was like, can I still buy it? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So crisis averted, it was fine. And lo and behold, I got to share all of this cool stuff with you guys. And I definitely loved I loved the gloss and the lipstick. The highlighter I'm okay with, but I don't think it's anything that you have to go run out and buy. Since they are pulling it from the Ulta floor, that tells me that most likely these are about to go on sale. So these are either going to be on sale at the Ulta website or on sale at the Colourpop website soon. And these are my first Colourpop products like ever, and I'm really impressed with the quality of the lipstick and the gloss. And so I put an order at Colourpop for the Just My Look palette and some Jelly Mutt shadows and another like lip cream lipstick that was like a fiery red color that was very similar to this, but in a bullet form. And I just love this. So this is for the thumbnail. Let's get down to the villains of this story. Let's get down to the things that I don't think you should buy. So, whoops. So I am on the hashtag quest for coral. Like, I want the perfect coral lipstick for me. And so I thought I had found it in these three products. So the first one is called Brilliant, and this is an Ulta matte lip cream. The color is beautiful, but the problem is that this is, so of course it's not doing it now. The problem is that when you swatch this, it looks beautiful, and it's like a beautiful orangey color, and it's very similar, a little bit more pink tone than the Milani, but this is so streaky, and it doesn't work on my lips. It's streaky, it doesn't like really dry down to a matte, and it doesn't really build on itself, and I don't like it. it could, and I prepped my lips, I scrubbed my lips before, I moisturized my lips, and the only thing I can think of is maybe I over moisturized my lips. So I'm gonna try it again where I like do a lip scrub and do a very light moisturization, because it could be that there's enough oils in this that it's streaky because I put on a lip balm. So I'm going to give this another chance, but it is on my chopping block. So the two things that I know do not work and I think are not worth the very little money that I paid. So Rite Aid had a sale where Wet n Wild was buy one get one 75% off. These were $2.49 each, I think, and these are the Wet n Wild, what are they? They're Wet n Wild like Mega Last lipsticks. And this one's in Cherry Picking and 965. Now this is a really pretty color if you just kind of dot on to your lips. If you just kind of blot on. So it's a very pretty blotted like berry color, but if you try, I'm running out of places to swatch, but if you try to like put it all over your lips and like put it like, I'll use it as a regular lipstick, it is very stiff and very streaky, and it just does not, it just doesn't work that way. Same thing for this one. This is the 903C Just Peachy, and this just, it made my lips look like they were 1,000 years old. It made me have mummy lips. Like it did not look good. And I mean, even on my skin, you can see that like it's kind of flaky, and this is a lipstick, like it shouldn't be flaky. And so what I tried to do is I tried to like mix these two colors to get the perfect like pinky coral color that I wanted. And I'll show you what that looks like. So it'll be on this side. So I tried to mix them together and it just didn't, like the color is really pretty. Like see this color right here is them together. And like to me, that was like my perfect summer color, but they don't work. They don't work very well. I'm going to try, so because I've swatched these and used these already, like I wouldn't feel, and they just don't work that well, so I wouldn't feel comfortable giving them to anyone. What I do want to do is see if these will work as like a cream blush, because I feel like on moisturized skin, because this could, like the peachy one could work as a cream blush. It could be able to do that. I don't know if they're going to be able to be blended out though, and so it's gonna have to, I'll have to try it on a day where like I just don't have anywhere to go. So if you want to see that and a get ready with me, or like, you know, trying to salvage bad makeup video, maybe we could do a video like that. Let me know in the comments down below. But don't forget to hit this subscribe button and like. And if you're feeling super generous, you can tweet it out, you can share, or just annoy a coworker and forward it to them. All right, lovelies, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.